We out here. You guys good?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, almost viral.
Let's go.
Little different setup now. I have a band with me. I guess I would call them a band. Recess Radio out of New Jersey. What's up, guys?
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. You were just talking about taking getting taken on a date to McDonald's.
Oh yeah, well it was supposed to be McDonald's.
It was your idea to go on a date.
Idea. Yeah.
To do the McDonald's.
I guess I don't know if we should start on this because
we start on it. You just open it up.
Great person, great lady. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say right now.
Did you guys get McDonald's?
No, we didn't get McDonald's. We went to Kiki's.
Oh, of course. Kiki's.
Yeah.
So I liked how that started off a little cold open with a little McDonald's tale because I feel like it encompasses maybe what you guys are doing right now. It feels like it's very DIY. You know, the music and McDonald's feels like a little DIY date. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Kind of shook and jive.
I think if, like, since we do music, they think we're like steakhouse or something.
Yeah.
But we're not steakhouse. Like we're more like
Donnie's Steakhouse.
at the moment,
McDonald's is Donnie's Steakhouse though. That's what I like to call it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're
Is that
What's
real?
that on a
is it real
burger?
steak
What's that
or-
on a burger? Steak?
I don't think they have steak in
No,
McDonald's.
it's technically
They don't.
steak because it's beef.
Oh yeah, but then that's like
It's all about perception. It's all about perception.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
What? Yeah, I guess right.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna reel it back in a little bit. So I'm here with Recess Radio. Would you guys call yourself a rap band? Like how would you?
It's a good question.
Encompass your music in one word.
It's a great question, and we've been asked it a ton. I never know how to answer because we sometimes say we're a band, we sometimes say we're a group.
Yep.
Sometimes we're rapping, sometimes we're singing, sometimes it's like alternative rock, surf rock, whatever. So, any,
It's
has
like
anyone come up with a
Like
word?
all rap.
Collective
Techno rap.
a couple times.
It's a collective more than anything of
Yes.
songwriters and producers, and when we all get together, it's Recess, and then
That's cool. So this is the cliche question. Is that where the name comes from? Because when we were all together, it felt like it was Recess. You guys were just dicking around making music.
Can I tell the story?
Take it.
All right. So basically, what happened was we're all
Yeah, actually name yourselves once. I should do that off the bat.
yeah.
What's good? My name is Jody.
Love James.
I am Lake Blake.
Eddie.
Virgo.
All right, and so now you got that out of the way. There's one other member, Skyboy. He's a blonde kid that is not here because he is sick. Pray for him. But how the name came about actually was there's like two parts to the story because there's obviously the Recess, and we always just call each other Recess. But then there's the radio, which I would love to like drop in the next 2 years because I'll tell you why.
Really?
Well, yes and no. But here's how we start with Recess. So I had an interesting situation in my home life when I was like 13 and my house was always empty.
Okay.
So these guys were all my friends and all of a sudden I had this empty home all the time, right? And so they would always come to my house to experiment, so to say, right? And so whatever that was like basically just smoking weed and drinking really.
Yep.
And I really wasn't doing it at the time, but I was always down and I was making beats.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, whatever these.
How old are
they've
you?
been
Like 14,
we're
15?
13, 14.
Okay, cool.
And we're like, okay, yeah, come. I get maybe 14, 15. And they come through and they would drink, smoke, whatever. I'd have a great time with them. And then I was always making beats in like FL Studio. And then I was like, they would like to just like rap and stuff. So they would rap on the beats and stuff. And I was cool to me. I was like, you guys come here, do whatever you want as long as you record.
Yeah.
And it was never like we're doing this to, release stuff or whatever. We're just doing it for fun. And then from that, a group name came about. And it was Marijuana Recess because like they were always smoking weed.
Lots
Yeah.
of weed.
Right. And then
A little less industry friendly. Marijuana Recess.
And so fast forward to like senior year of high school, we would literally always just make music. And so then eventually we were going to release the songs. We're like, all right, well, we're not going to make our group name Marijuana Recess. Let's just call it Recess. So we did. And then fast forward the second part of the story, we uploaded to streaming services. And, when there's like generic names, there's other people that have obviously thought of that name.
So it was getting uploaded to other people's accounts and shit.
Yeah. And the SoundCloud, I called it Recess Radio because Pro Era did like Pro Era Radio.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just put a radio on, re-upload everything, and then it'll be unique.
Yeah.
And then every time you search Recess Radio, you'll find us and it won't be hard. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys are all from New Jersey, correct?
Correct.
Sure.
Same town, same high school?
Same town, same high school, same
What
grade.
town is that? Would you like to name it, or you don't want to give it any clue?
Wall
Wall Township.
You need a mic to talk.
Yeah.
Controversy.
Yeah, controversy.
Oh yeah, because they be fucking up. That's not our fault though.
Yeah, like they fuck up like
The
while
town
we're not
fucks
there.
up?
Yeah, they fuck up
How's
everywhere.
that?
The
Wall,
school,
New Jersey?
yeah.
Yeah, in like November. In November, they got hella heat for like this hazing scandal.
Kids
Yeah.
are putting broomsticks in other kids' asses. And then,
Well, you said it.
yeah, that's how it is.
Damn.
That didn't happen while we were in high school.
Yeah.
though.
You
Like,
weren't behind it. It wasn't.
no, we were
You
way
had no
gone.
hand on the broom.
Yeah.
So when, from like the inception of the Recess Radio name, are you guys releasing like singles consistently? Was it just like Lucy's on SoundCloud when you were in high school, or was it then you guys like were putting out consistent releases with a plan? Was it just like whenever we have a song, we're putting it out, or you guys had a plan
Dude,
for everything from this?
It was as the first song came out in like the beginning of our senior year, and people liked it. And I don't know if you know, like in high school when people would release music, just traditionally everyone would just shit on it.
Yeah,
there's always like
100%.
this sucks, fuck you, even if they didn't listen. So I was really surprised. I was very surprised. And from there, it was like we would make a bunch of songs, and I would take it very, very seriously. And like, you know, in the group, I don't know if the guys knew where my head was at, but I was always like, okay, every song needs to hit better and better.
Yeah.
Even though we're just dropping songs on high school and SoundCloud, but we would spend like at times months on a song. And we'd have multiple, and then we'd like whittle it down, and then spend so much time like, okay. So it was just like singles all throughout high school. We never did like an album or an EP or anything.
So, what are your specific roles in the group? I've seen, like, obviously watched a bunch of music videos, and I've recognized, like, seen a lot of you, whatever, performing, vocalizing, rapping in the videos. But who's the producer? Who's mixing? Who's engineering? And who's just like only doing vocals? Or what's everyone's role?
Yeah, that's me and Blake are the main producers
Okay.
in the group.
Yeah, with the only producers really,
Yeah.
except for Skyboy, he does a little bit, but for the most part, everything is produced by one of the two of us,
Okay.
or more likely both of us. He starts or I start, and then finish it. And then as for engineering, mixing, all that, that's all me. Until our last album, we finally had a budget to hire somebody.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I couldn't do it. It was just like it's so much better when you can just hand it off.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the rest of the guys, they all contribute their, whether it's verses, singing, sometimes write for each other, but for the most part, everyone writes their own stuff, which everyone found like hard to believe. And I was like, I don't know why that's hard to believe. Like, you make music, you know, like
Yeah.
you just be typing in your phone and then you do it.
I think sometimes when it comes from like a group perspective, people like look back at like what the fucking the Beatles did, or like,
Yeah,
and one guy wrote all the
exactly.
music, so that's probably what they
Yeah,
automatically
yeah.
happened. But I think now like everything's so collaborative.
Yeah, it's like
everyone-
how would who would write all their stuff besides them? Like, to me, that's how I thought about it, but I get the perception.
I enjoy how like a lot of your shit can be like super alternative sounding, and then there's a verse that comes in and someone's got like crazy autotune on it, and like, you know, get these hip hop elements coming in. I like the blend. How did you guys decide and like, or be okay with like different styles meshing into one song?
We all just like different music in our
Okay.
own way and kind of just bring what we like into it. And
Yeah.
it's kind of just a blender of
Yeah,
all
it was super natural. Like
our
there was. I mean, it would literally just be the beat would go on, and then we'd all be on our phones and just start writing. Some people would freestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone would just do their own thing, and then having them like
Yeah.
behind the board, like being able to like fuck with the levels and like putting autotune on certain people and like making other people sound more raw, and then it just kind of
Yeah,
happened.
and then like
found
whoever,
their
basically
sound.
everyone that would like do a verse would then tell me, because I was basically the guy, especially in the beginning and the first 3 whatever projects, be like, okay, I want to sound like this, and I would just listen to him. So like Skyboy Dan would always want auto tune, this, that, the other, and that was his thing. And so he would just, I'm like, okay, and he's like, let's get some trap hi-hats in there. I'm like, ah, great, let's do it. And then so like every part of the song kind of revolves around the person that it was, and I just kind of did that in the beginning as like a courtesy to the person, because I just want whoever was listening to like their shit.
Yeah.
And then it would just came to this point where it's like, oh, you play like Arc of Descent, if you know that song.
Yep.
It's like it starts off him. It could be like straight off of a Nirvana album, right? And then my part comes in, and it's like,
It's a
okay.
little harder.
And then
Skyboy
Skyboy,
comes
it's like,
in.
is this a Juice WRLD song? Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And not to say he sounds like him, but the vibe.
I
So,
think that's super cool because it's like 3 songs packed in one. Everyone gets their own little moment to shine and do their own
Absolutely.
little style, put
Absolutely.
their own spin on it. So circling back a little bit to the start, you started putting out music in high school, and then what's the project with the paper bag on over the head as a cover?
Stop apologizing, start punching.
Start punching. Okay. Wasn't when you were in high school, right? That was post high school, because that was what?
Yeah,
2019?
Post high school, yeah.
You guys are what, like 22, 23?
20.
I was 20.
We were
Okay.
20.
But right now you're 22, 23.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, 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 yes.
So that was like a year or two at a high school.
Yeah.
And was
Yeah,
that your
yeah.
first cohesive project?
second, but first like technical.
Okay.
But the first one was called Decentralized Brotherhood.
Yep.
And we had done that at home in New Jersey. And it was because we had done the whole single thing, and then I was like, yo, we should like drop an album.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what artists do. And so then we kind of put together these songs in an order. And it was up for a while, and then we took it down because it just wasn't like, it didn't feel like this is the representation when you listen to a Recess album that I want you to see.
Yeah.
And so we took it down off streaming services, but it's still like on SoundCloud and stuff.
But then this last one was like the first, or sorry, not the one you just dropped, but the Stop Apologizing, Start Punching was the first one that you kept up on all streaming platforms from the get-go.
100%.
That's the one where I first came across your music, and I actually came across your music during quarantine because a friend of mine, a girl I was living with, her named Shannon, her cousin is Dan Skyboy's girlfriend.
No way, Sarah.
Does he know that?
I DM'd him once when I first found out about you guys. I was like, holy shit. Like,
He doesn't
He
know.
definitely does not know that.
I don't think he remembers because I hit him up once 2 days ago.
Sure.
So my friend Shannon dates his girlfriend. Is cousins with his girlfriend.
Sarah, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I didn't.
And I hit him up and I was like, yo, your music's fire, or whatever. And she was playing, I don't know what song. I want to say it was maybe the Pretty Perfect Life music
Pretty
video.
Perfect
That's
Life,
the one
yeah.
that's all
Where
black
it's
and
black
white.
and white. Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, holy shit, these kids are raw. Like, they got a group mentality. They're all like doing their own little thing. And the visuals were, it didn't seem like you had a big budget or if any budget behind it,
For
but
sure.
it seemed like you were super creative with what you were doing. You had an idea. It almost looked like it was themed after that movie with fucking Tobey Maguire, where they go back in time and it's all like in the 1950s and it turns black and white. I can't remember the name, but it had like a super like 1950s movie type of feel, and it made me like just think of how unique you guys are. And that
Hell
was
yeah.
the first time I listened to your shit, and that whole project, like front to back, I think is super, super dope.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
Can I just say I'm very happy that you said that it was Pretty Perfect Life.
Yeah.
Because that song means a lot to me. I mean, if you hear it, you'd know.
Yeah.
But that I was this man, and not that I'd be mad, but I was like, oh, he's gonna say like Lucy, like you heard Lucy, and then and like that's fine. But like people are like, I like Lucy. I'm like, what other song you like? And they're like, you know, the other ones. I'm like, can you name
Was
them?
Lucy the one that first blew up, like your first one to like hit, I don't know, a couple 100,000 streams or something like that?
Definitely
Yeah,
was,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because I think I remember when I looked back at the project and I saw that was like one of the ones that had like the little star next to it on Apple
For
Music.
sure.
But I just like the Pretty Perfect Life song, and I feel like it was super real. You were talking about like not knowing kind of like what your future holds almost, like, and
Absolutely.
And if you weren't whatever married into this whole idea of making music, maybe life would be easier.
Exactly.
Do you sometimes feel like
Nail
that?
on the head.
Yes.
Like as a creative,
Yes.
sometimes you're trapped inside your own
Dude,
creativity?
yes. There's been so many points, and there still are at times, less now as things are like doing their thing. But especially getting out of high school and going into life without going to college, especially in the trajectory of our hometown where that's kind of what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I was going for. And then seeing everyone at college and they're having a great time. And I am not. Like, I'm just like trying to do, we are not. You know what I mean? I don't want to speak for everybody, but it's like we're struggling, don't have a lot of money, trying to like make music, trying to get people to listen, trying to get to where we see in our dreams. And it's like, that shit looks like a lot more fun.
A lot of short-term
Like,
sacrifice
it
for what you
looks-
think would be long-term success.
Exactly.
So did any of you guys go to college, or you all said no thank you?
I went for a year,
Okay.
and then I was like, I don't even know why I went. Really, I just wanted to party.
Yeah.
But then, like, I went, and then was in the dorm for like 6 months, and I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? And then we always like, I mean, because after high school, we kind of all did our own thing, like, and we didn't. I mean, I guess we all did kind of want recess to keep going, but like, we weren't really like about it. And then, it kind of like right after that, like, I dropped out. Dan dropped out, and then which is Skyboy, I'm sorry, and then we just kept going, and that was it.
So how were you guys continuing to make music when you guys were, or some of you were in college? Were you like sending like stems to each other, or was it like when we came home for Thanksgiving break in summer, then we recorded, and then there's nothing else we could do when we were together?
That shit was so annoying.
I remember you did that with me when I was in college.
Just to encourage, I didn't go to college.
I'd
So
put my
I
phone
knew,
around.
low key, I knew
yeah.
some freshman year of high school. I was like, that's not what I want to do because of, I know what I want to do. Like, if I wanted to be a lawyer or whatever, I would for sure be in college. But that's not what I want to do. And so I knew, but I just had to figure out a way to convince my parents and whatever. But yeah, with him, I remember specifically, he went to
I was
Rowan
at Rowan for
for a year or
yeah.
semester.
a year.
a year, and then it was like that early song, and I sent you the song, and then I had you put a sock over your iPhone.
I put my underwear over my iPhone.
Yeah, as a pop filter. And then I was like, all right, here, do a voice memo and record your part, because it was just layers. You record your part on the shit and then send it back to me, and then I'll line it up. That was so funny, man. That was so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then as
That
for
was
the
struggle.
two of y'all, did you guys go? I know, we'll tell.
I went to community college for like a year and then dropped out.
Okay.
I was at a community college for a semester and then dropped out as well.
Damn. All right. Bunch of college dropouts. I love that.
Hell
That's
yeah.
great. Chasing your dreams though. So when you guys all dropped out, is that when you came together and made the first album? Sorry, the second album.
Yes. Well,
I think it was
Or,
like
or were some of them recorded before that?
I think we would be technically sophomores in college, and we moved out to California together.
Okay.
And then that's when the first album kind of
Yeah,
was created.
yeah, it was
There's
like
also other songs that we had already made.
Yeah.
During that year.
all you
before.
guys dropped out, and then it was like, okay, for real. And I also, when I didn't go to school, I was like, okay, obviously I got to hit the ground running. So as soon as high school ended, summer ended, I moved here to New York, which is where we are right now.
How are you funding your music? Were you like working a bodega job or something?
I worked 2 jobs in the summer.
Okay.
Which was one at as a busboy, and 2 as a chicken delivery guy with no car, and I would use his car. So I would
Shout out
borrow
to delivery struggle.
I would borrow his car. And yeah, and then I worked 2 jobs, and I had a bunch of money saved up enough, and then subletted a room in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Cool.
And then there I worked at a recording studio in Times Square, where I worked 6 days a week, like 12
Engineering?
hours. Yeah, engineering. And so I'd do that every single day. And that was cool, but I was like just doing other people's stuff.
Yeah, that's
And I was like, oh, I like mine way better.
Yeah.
And like people like mine way better than this stuff that I'm doing that's not insignificant, but
to your
to
grand
my
plans,
perception.
it's
In my
insignificant.
plans, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I kind of came home after like 6 months, and they were all like, yo, we don't like school. We liked what we were doing. And it was all like, oh, we all like
Yeah.
that. Like, let's just do that, you
Fuck
know?
school.
Right?
So then when you put this project out, I assume obviously Lucy did big numbers, and the all of the songs I assume have a decent amount of streams. Was there a significant jump you saw in like your popularity in your town, or was it just on the internet where people were like consuming your music first?
Definitely more internet, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like we branched out from our hometown in a way, but there's still people at our hometown that definitely fuck with us.
Our hometown definitely gave us the confidence, though.
Cool.
Because when like we dropped our first, well, for me personally, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but when we dropped the first song, like the response was not what I expected at all.
It was
And then-
positive as a
yeah,
okay.
absolutely. And then, yeah, just kept going from there.
Dude, yeah, I got to say it's half and half, because like what you said and what you said, because I know a lot of artists, as I met in LA and stuff.
Yeah.
Some I've seen you playlist on Almost Viral and stuff,
Yeah.
like I won't say any names, but that have a big TikTok following, big Instagram following, but no, it's very dispersed because it's the internet, which
Yeah.
is fine. It's not their fault. It's just how it, especially the age that they're in. And we came in just before that. So we're fortunate enough where we're playing a show tomorrow, and
Yeah.
that's a 500 person venue that will probably sell out because of like the groundwork we did in our hometown.
Yeah.
So, and Lucy was definitely, when it started doing numbers, was definitely a big part of that. People
Like, our
being like,
playlist did a lot.
whoa, wait, like more people like them than just us. And that kind of validated us
Yeah.
there.
So I think that's a good thing. I think, and this is not a slight to you guys. I think your music is bigger than your social like presence right now.
Yeah.
Which
100%.
For
That's
sure.
what I'm saying, and I think that's what you want, because a lot, like I think you were just talking about, like certain artists have huge platforms on TikTok, and then like their whole brand on TikTok is doing like remixes. Then you go to their music and they have like less than 1,000 monthly listeners. You know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
don't want to be in that type of category. I think
Yes,
you guys are in a
sir.
good
Yeah.
pocket where your music is bigger than necessarily you are. Makes it a little more mysterious to listen. Like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
And then it leads to you selling out shows.
Sure.
One, obviously this is gonna come out after the show, but hope that it goes well. I'm sure it will. What is your guys' like, I guess, plan when you go on stage? Is it to like turn everybody the fuck up from the jump? Because I know some of your songs are slower, some of your songs are a little more hype. Like, how do you mix your set list? Like, how do you decide how you're gonna get the crowd involved?
Dude,
It's
we,
definitely a mix, and
Uh,
it's on these guys to decide where, like, oh, we're gonna be lit for the first, and then like we're gonna slow it down, like maybe in the third or fourth song, and
Mhm.
then bring it back up.
Bro, we've been spending the last like week and a half just rehearsing with live band and also the DJ sets. We do half and half, and just really meticulously like sitting there and being like, okay, they're gonna be really lit for this song, and then we can play this, and it'll be chill, and it'll be like cool to watch, but no one's gonna be like going crazy. And then we'll throw this so that they dance again, and then they're probably gonna be like really thinking about it,
Yeah.
and like kind of mapping out where the energy is gonna be. So it's a big kind of conscious effort.
Do you guys play instruments, or you bring in an outside band?
We bring an outside band. I play instruments and he does.
I play guitar.
but like
Probably
band.
too much going on for you to be doing all that shit.
yeah, I can't be doing the whole like Lucy verse and like playing drums or whatever. Like I just can't.
I
do
saw
it.
you guys post a video from I guess your last show last summer, and people were fucking moshing. What song was that too? Like what was going on there?
Flight Guys.
Or we did our song Annie. We did like a punk rock
Yeah,
version
Annie's
too.
fire.
Yeah, and then that shit went lit at the
Dude.
concert.
That the thing is, I feel like so we all come from a background of going to like the crazier shows, like more rap, obviously like ASAP, Tyler, Flatbush Zombies, things like that of that nature. Where we
Yeah.
would go and we would mosh in like high school, like that's what we loved to do, like go crazy. I've seen all these boys, and so then when we would come and bring these shows, we would try and bring that energy. And it would work, but also some of the fans, obviously, it would be on like the
On the slower
side.
softer
And they're like,
side.
"Wait, what's happening?" I'm like, "Open the pit."
Yeah. So would you say those are like some of your hip hop influences, like the Flatbush Zombies, like pro era type shit?
Never say pro era, like
Pick the mic.
pro era and like the first like
Sorry, sorry.
yeah, like when we first started like making music, like we all just listened to pro era and like that was the influence on all of us. I'll say
Chance more than that though.
Chance
True,
too,
yeah. Big chance
as well.
back in the day.
Back in
Early
the
high
day,
school, like
Acid rap chance?
Acid.
yeah, dude.
Okay, yeah,
Like
yeah.
8th grade, freshman year, sophomore year, Chance, Social Experiment, like that. We all love that shit. Like
Yeah.
every time he drops something, we're like,
Yeah,
we're all
we were
together
right
and we just
there,
go like,
right there. We just
we
listen
loved
to it. Yeah.
When was the first show you guys threw? First ever.
That's a good story.
June 15th, 2017.
Okay.
And
Right
it's-
after high school, I'm imagining.
yeah, Stone
Yeah,
Cold.
it's the Stone Pony Asbury
Really?
Park.
Yeah.
That's like a legendary venue, right?
Yeah. Yo.
That's like right.
And I got a legendary story for you for that
That's your
venue.
legendary story.
Also, let me know like what time looks like. Although I know you're gonna cut this down.
Oh no,
but-
we're good. You just roll as long as you
Cool.
want.
All right, so check this out. June 15th, 2017, we had dropped singles all year, so it was like, all right, we should probably play a show.
Yep.
What's that even like? I don't know. And so we go around to venues like this guy, probably the three of us would just show up at venues, and they don't like, I don't know if you ever tried to book shows, but like they don't really like want to hear from you.
Yeah, not at all.
They're just hard to like get in your email.
Especially as an 18-year-old kid. When
They don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Yeah.
And so I would pull up and we were just trying. We got in contact with Stone Pony, and then I told them like, yeah, we're like a like surf rock alternative kind of thing, whatever. And they were like, okay, you can be the opener for like Michael Franti,
Okay.
who does the Hey, I'll be gone today. That song.
Oh, yeah.
Around the way. Be like everywhere I
And they have
go.
an outdoor stage and an indoor stage. So it's like the indoor capacity is like 200 or something, and then the outdoor is like thousands. And so it's like you'll be the opener and the open side, and then we'll let the people outside, and then 3 more openers will go on, and then he'll go on. So you're going on at like 4 p.m. So I'm like, great. And they give me the tickets to sell. Like, all right, the tickets are $28. I'm like, what? Like, this is our first show. I gotta sell tickets for $28. Like, yeah, you get $1 every ticket.
And if you didn't sell the tickets, then you would have to pay the difference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, here you go, here's your tickets. And so very fortunate that all these guys were hustlers and excited about it. And we ended up in like a month selling 250 tickets. And that was like,
That's
okay,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now keep in mind, we're the opener. They don't usually sell tickets.
Yeah.
So the venue doesn't think we're going to sell. So then we come on, 4:20 or 4:30 was our set. And then we get on stage and I'm like, all right, guys, we've been practicing. We rehearsed. We did half off the DJ board, like just playing the MP3, and then half of the live band because I'm well versed in music theory and piano and drums and guitar, whatever. So it's he. And so we reorchestrated a couple old songs into live band. We still do. So we go up and I'm like, all right, it's it. And then all of a sudden, all the 250 drunk teenagers show up to the Stone Pony. And they're like, what the fuck? So we get on stage. They're like frisking the hell out of them at the door. And they're not letting them in. So I'm on stage like, yo. And they're like, you have to start performing now. And I'm like, but you're not even letting our fans in.
Yeah.
There's 300 people outside like chanting recess. And so we get on stage and we're performing. And like kids are like coming in like one at a time. And so like, okay. So we do 1 song, 2 song, 3 song, 4 song. On the 4th song, we got like most of the crowd is in now. And then one of these guys or one of my friends from the city or whatever came up with a water bottle and did the thing, you know, that you do. And I've seen people in
The
that
rappers
venue.
spray water on
Yeah,
everybody.
do that. And then the sound guy like shuts off the sound. And he goes,
No.
you're not doing that, blah, blah, blah. You're going to break speakers. You guys are done. And I was like,
No warning, nothing.
I was like, what? I was like, no. And I was on stage and I was hot. And so I'm like, no, we're not. And he's like, what? And I'm like, and he said, I saw it. And I was like, we're not done. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, I sold 250 tickets. These are all because of like us.
Yeah.
We're going to keep playing. And we were like back and forth arguing. And then I had like a couple friends go up to the sound booth, like going at the guy, and the security was fighting with them. And my brothers were in the crowd.
You got
And
any
my brothers,
footage of this?
huh?
You got any footage of this?
Bro, no. Oh my God. We have one camera guy and he fucked up. Like he just
Dang.
didn't do it. I was like, bro, we didn't have footage of the line chanting recess outside. Anyway, so then they're like, all right, you get one more song. You get one more song. And I'm like, all right, bet. And I was hot. So I'm like, bring up the live band. So get the live band. Get them all on. Song starts. I go in each of the ear. I'm like, don't stop playing. Don't stop playing. Don't stop playing. Don't stop playing. We play the song Pool Sharks for like 10 minutes. We just keep looping it. And we got it. And the sound guy's tuning in to our set, like saying, like, you gotta get off stage. And I'm like, fuck him. And I'm like yelling, keep performing, right? And then the two security get on stage, and I have a picture of this. Two security guards get up next to me, and they go, the police are outside, which is stupid. Why are the police outside? Like, but like, you just beat us up yourselves. But then, like, we're not big. There's a bunch of like kids. Anyway, police are outside. You guys get off stage, or I'm gonna hurt you. And my brothers are in the crowd, and they're hot, and they're like getting ready to go at the security. So I look at two security guards, take the mic, unplug it. I was like, fuck you. Threw the mic at the ground. And then we all ran, and then all of us just flushed out the back door. Yeah. And then the whole crowd flushed out the front door. And then everyone was there. And then the cops got out of the car, and they're like, what the fuck? And the owner of the venue was like, are you fucking serious? What was that? What the hell was
Some
that?
rock star shit, though.
And like, my intention was never to screw up the venue.
Yeah.
But they were like trying to cut us short. I was like, dude, I sold like $28 tickets, $250. How much money did I make you? And you're going to tell me, you know what I mean? So
that's
so we're not allowed back there.
yeah, I was about to say I don't think there's gonna be any
not
return
thrilled.
to the Stone Pony, but at least
They're
you
not
left your
thrilled.
mark on the one time you did it.
It's good.
But now you're moving on to venues where I assume that they don't have any say in what you're doing as far as throwing shit onto the stage.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
but even a lot of venues, like the venue we're playing tomorrow, like at first they were even like a little iffy. They were like, what the hell is this? But then we sold it out, and they were like, oh shit, this is amazing. Like,
yeah, and then they come with respect, and they're like, all right, cool. When you want to play again? You're
it
like,
happens
bet.
every time.
There you go. It's just part of, I guess, showing and proving.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And my intention is never to disrespect anybody or any establishment or anything. You just want to give a show and like have fun and do the shows that I was used to going to. And when people treat us with respect, which they obviously like don't when you're a new artist, but when they treat us with respect, I always remember, and it just makes everything so much better. And then we have a good relationship, and it's like, yeah, I'm really about this. Like I'm really trying to do this, and they see that. And so this venue specifically is one of those venues.
You were talking about disrespect a little bit. I want to
Disrespect.
I have what I think could be maybe some conspiracy theory
I'm
time.
very interested.
But circling back to the Paper Bag album.
Yes.
What's
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
What I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Give me the name one more time. I keep forgetting.
Stop apologizing.
Stop apologizing.
Punching.
Start punching. So got a very dope album cover, album art, very unique.
In 2019.
Yeah, in 2019 you made it, and I think in 2021, another group similar. I should say similar in style.
Dude, did Blake tell you about this before? Or you just knew about this?
I
saw it on
Instagram.
Instagram.
I saw it on Instagram.
I didn't know that.
So, you care if I name them or whatever?
No, fuck.
Okay, so in 2021, AG Club, a group that's I'm not gonna say similar sounding to you, but like style, how it's multiple people rapping and like doing this kind of like genre bending thing, put out an album. 2 albums, I think, 2 projects with basically the same
Yeah, it
exact
was like
cover.
a deluxe. Yeah,
deluxe with the same
they
cover.
doubled down.
They doubled down on it, and I saw you call them out. What do you think about that, and do you think they legitimately saw it and it's a legitimate bite?
I think they glanced at it. I think they definitely saw it and it was like, that was dope. Let's do it. And then then we called them out, and then they just got they got hot about
and
it.
all our fans were in the posts and stuff.
I was commenting on their posts.
So did they go crickets to you guys? Did they respond or
No,
only their fans?
one guy was going crazy at a lot of our fans. On
One
his
guy from the
posts.
group.
He's arguing with all of them.
Oh, shit.
He's arguing with all of them. And I had put up a bunch of stories, and I'm sure you saw, and I was losing my mind. And then our previous manager, I'm the manager now,
I'm the
but
captain now.
he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, take all that down. You just look like an angry person on the internet."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, I'm really angry though."
Which you did, but rightfully so.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to be that bitter guy, but I'm very pissed because that, to their respect, they had and they have more fans and more everything than us. And I had liked some of their music, not a lot of it, but some of it. And then all of a sudden, this person with a bigger platform and more connects, whatever, used our idea. I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, what the hell? And so I was obviously pissed. It was the paper bag center with this on someone's head with the gun like this. It wasn't just paper. It was like very specific. So I was like, all right, I'm pissed, posting about it, whatever. And they went back and forth. End of day, like,
They were saying it was like Shia LaBeouf. They're like, no, we took it from him.
and I'm like, get it, but like
I didn't get
the
it.
overall thing with it. I was really mad for a long time, and then I was just like, dude, like whatever. We're just gonna keep doing what we do, and like if it's gonna influence someone to do something, great. Like if you see something that I did or we did, and you're like, that's cool, I want to do my version of it, great. Like do that, and just keep moving, and don't like have a hissy fit on the internet. You know what I mean? Like I did, and I was like, that's very mature.
But it could also been like a moment, you know, maybe that got you. And I'm not one that thinks like curating beef is necessarily like a good thing
but
to
it
do.
does.
But it
That's
does
why
help.
I was like, I should be going hot on the internet
Yeah.
because now you know. You know what I mean?
But some people do say, you know, imitation is the
Greatest form of flattery.
greatest form of flattery. But sometimes if they did get it from you, it would have been nice to maybe like acknowledge it and give you guys your
Sure.
flowers. But
Sure.
whatever, it can all help just build the chip on your shoulder or whatever. That was just funny. I remember seeing you post up about
Yeah.
that. And then,
I was
'cause
so
and
mad.
I had listening to AG Club, and I was like, and I think when I first listened to that album, I was like, I think I went back to your guys, and I was like, this looks a little similar. I just didn't put two and two together. But
Well, at the end of the day, like, look, it's an album cover. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like they took a song and
Yeah.
remade a song. You know what I mean? It's like an album cover. I saw it at the time. I was very upset. And then I like kind of realized it in the scope of talking to people that don't make music.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, it does look like yours. And it's like, yeah.
they're never gonna think, if someone who doesn't make music or who's not like
Yeah, they're
living
not
and dying
like,
by it is
"What did
never
they
gonna
do?"
like feel as strongly as you do.
Of
But
course.
you know, it's still important.
So it's really like not a big deal.
I want to continue moving the timeline. We've jumped around a little bit. After the first album, then when do you guys all start going to LA? Like, because I think I've tried to get in touch with you a couple times, and I know you already you were out there
Absolutely.
since probably around 2019, 2020. But how did you guys make the move out there, and has that been something that you think has helped the music progress?
Yeah, definitely. We got out there the fall of 2019 into 2020.
Okay.
Definitely helped us progress because living in the same house as all these guys was mayhem. Everyone could
Absolutely.
Did
say
you all live
that.
in the same house? In
Yeah,
LA, right?
and it was like
Oh, shit.
900 square feet.
Holy fuck.
Tiny.
yeah, it was. It was
Jesus
big. And
Christ.
we were in a
which is like not in the greatest area.
yeah. It was
But-
basically like South Central
South
LA.
Central, so you know
Wow.
the gist of it. Yeah.
We got robbed and everything. Like
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone broke
well,
in the
not
house.
like physically robbed. Like they broke into our house.
Okay.
Oh, we
it was
weren't
during
home.
COVID.
You got
and,
burglared.
We got burglared.
burglared.
We've been burglared.
Yeah.
Hamburgled.
What is it about LA that you guys think is more conducive to making music, or do you think it's just that you guys were all out there together?
I think
the,
it's
the
that
city
one.
of dreams or whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
called.
that one.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously there's more people out there like doing what they're doing, like kind of perspective of like a couple million streams at home is in like suburban town is like impressive, and then you're in
Yeah.
LA and everyone's like they piss
Yeah,
on
they
that.
don't
You know
give
what I
a
mean?
Yeah,
You're
like,
okay,
like
you
everyone
s-
does that.
Yeah,
type
it's so
shit. Not saying everyone
annoying.
does it.
It's so annoying, but you set the bar higher. You know what I mean? So I think that was what it was.
From when you guys were out there till now, what progressed in your careers? I know I noticed just from looking at like the new album, The Legend of the Boys Who Never Fell Asleep.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's fire. Been listening to it all week. I noticed like there's like a Mother Wolf Records thing. Are you guys like when you were out there? Did you guys get signed, or is this a management thing? What's going on with that? If you want to share.
Blake's got that one.
Yeah, Mother Wolf Records is a independent record label that reached out to me some point last year while
Okay.
we were in LA. And they were just like, hey, I think it was after like a couple singles after the album, and they were like, hey, we have the situation, we just have new management, new ownership, and you know, labels do that. And so we cut all our artists, we're trying to start new. We like what you guys got going on. We would like to do like a project with you guys. And so I was like, great, like what are the terms, you know what I mean? And they gave great percentages in terms of splits and ownership, and then they basically just provided us funding for the ideas that we already wanted to do.
Yeah.
And just were like be able to put those ideas on steroids like every artist wants to do.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we didn't sign an artist contract, we signed an album contract.
Cool.
So just for that album.
That's awesome.
And they were like, okay, you want to do a video? Dude,
Give
you
you
want to dress up
budget.
like purple people, run around, here's the money to buy whatever
Yeah,
and
that's a
pay the
good
videographers.
segue.
Exactly.
So like the Deep Purple video you're referencing, correct? So they allowed you to, give you a little budget, give you a little capital to fund what you're doing. Do you think if you weren't in LA, that wouldn't have happened? Like, would you guys have been able to make this connection and get this partnership?
100%,
from home in New Jersey?
100%. Because you can explain it. You did the UCLA extension class.
Yeah. So I met a lot of people going to these classes at UCLA at like night, and through meeting all those people, those connections manifested into other connections that manifested into people hitting me up about Recess and being like, "Hey, we found out what you do. It's actually really cool."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so 100% it had to be in LA.
When you start working on this, you have a little budget. Where are you allocating like the funding you're getting? Are you guys, obviously I imagine you guys probably aren't incurring a lot of cost recording. I imagine from what you guys do, I feel like you're probably recording in the house, right?
Yeah, which is,
Not big
we're very
studios.
fortunate. I didn't really realize that like how much it costs till recently. I'm like, oh wow. Like
we've been basically doing the same stuff since we started. Like literally since we were 13 years old.
For sure.
In the fucking basement, just like recording.
So what was the most important thing for you guys to be able to have someone else help you out with? Is that getting budgets for videos? Like shout out Cult Vision. I want to say the guy.
Yeah,
who-
Cult
Oh,
Vision,
yeah,
Cult Vision.
definitely.
He's a fucking genius.
Yes.
His videos
Shout
are
out
fire.
Cult Vision.
Deep
Amazing.
Purple video, fire.
Love him.
So was having I think you guys probably worked with him before this happened. But
Yes.
like the
We did our first music video, Pretty Perfect Life, but even
First ever music
before
video.
that,
we did
Done it
Jesse
with
and
us.
James with
Yeah,
this.
Jesse
James,
James,
Flight
Flight Guys. We did a ton with him.
Is he from New Jersey? Is he Jersey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from closer to New York,
Okay.
but like upstate New Jersey.
But you guys were
Montclair.
able to, bring someone like him a bigger budget and be like, let's do
Yeah,
something crazy. with this.
exactly.
And we started doing videos with him over like nothing, and then to be able to bring him a budget and a friend and be
Yeah.
like, dude, I actually have like money for you now.
Yeah.
And he's been doing his thing. You've seen it.
yeah.
Like he's
Super
running
talented.
it up. But to be able to bring that to the table is really
And he
cool.
makes music now too, right? Or
He does. He's actually playing. Him and I have a song together, and we're gonna do that tomorrow night at the show because he put together the show with us and as a Cultivated presents. And so
Shout out Cult Vision. Let's get into that Deep Purple video a little bit because it had a viral moment like
Oh yeah.
in New York. I don't know what account did it go on. Was it like fucking People of New York or
What is
Subway
New
Surge or
York?
something
What
like-
is New
What
York?
is
What
New
is New
York?
York?
Okay, I remember seeing it on some big Instagram page or TikTok page or whatever. How did you? And for anyone who hasn't seen the video, please go watch it. But they dress up. The theme of it is you guys are like aliens invading Earth. Essentially, you're purple aliens. How did that idea come about? And what was like the process of treatment to filming? Like, what did you guys decide, and how'd you get the idea?
Well, me and Martin, like, I was at his house and we're just like brainstorming an idea. And I had the idea. I was like, dude, Intergalactic with Beastie Boys.
Yes. Okay.
Let's do something like that in New York, but like, let's like try to be like aliens of some sort. And then like, I was telling Martin the idea. Martin's liking it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna run it by Colt, see if he likes it." Then the next day, like he mentioned,
Yeah,
it to Colt,
me and Colin just started going on Amazon looking for outfits, pretty much.
yeah,
and
from there.
shout out to
Start
Budget because bought all that and got the purple paint. At first we were gonna do silver, and then we're like, let's do a different color because.
Yeah, silver
We
could have
got
fucked up your skin.
And the
Yeah.
song was called
Yeah.
Deep Purple, so we're
I
like,
think
all
so.
right,
It's metallic. I don't know.
we're purple aliens. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
killed the first Tin Man.
Really?
Yeah, they had to change Tin Man.
What?
Oh, RP
So
the
the first,
Tin Man.
the first,
RP the Tin Man.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I'm a big one for the Wizard of Oz conspiracies. There's a lot of them.
they buried Toto in Hollywood Forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if
dog.
that's real or not, but
No, it is. It is.
that is.
I went there.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, Def RP Toto. I always heard that it was like an allegory for the Great Depression or something.
Wow, I haven't heard that one. But do you know the Dark Side of the Moon? Like if you play the Pink Floyd album with the movie with the sound off, it lines up.
Really?
Yeah, and I like watched it, and it's debatable, but I like that stuff.
Yeah, trippy stuff. You know, like, didn't Dorothy didn't she overdose on drugs, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Well, no, they were super abusive to Dorothy.
Oh.
They would call her fat all day.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, she's not fat.
She's
She's bad.
She's a baddie. She's a
Tell
1920s
tell
baddie.
them like, sorry about
So when you filmed it in New York City, obviously, where'd you guys go? Central Park, Washington Square Park? Where were you guys?
All over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah. Washington
Yeah.
Square Park. We were there at one point.
Something.
Yeah, we actually started like up here and then kind of made our way all the way down to like the village area and Washington Square Park.
And did you guys plan the that Instagram account. What is New York? You said
No.
them seeing you. Or did he film you guys, or someone sent like randomly?
Bro, that was a
That was-
submission.
Yeah, that
Really?
was someone random on the street sent it to that account. Like that was super random, and we're thankful for that. I
That's
guess.
about as viral marketing.
But
as you
dude,
can
there
get.
was like when we were doing it, like everyone had their phones out. It was like, what are these fucking idiots
My
doing?
job, I'm not in that video, so my job was to film the people filming them, and there was so many. Literally everyone, when they would walk by, was just like, and like on the subway.
That's
like,
smart,
20
yo. That shows another level of like, because if you're filming people filming you guys, like that's just another addition, like another social clip you can put out to.
We were
Yeah,
TikToking it all up
smart,
to
yeah.
whatever success that garnered us. But yeah, for sure.
What kind of like mental, I guess, pep talk did you guys give yourselves? Like, were you at all nervous about running around dressed
Dude,
purple, or,
I was
or did you
excited.
guys just slam a couple beers and like fuck it out?
No, it wasn't.
I was
we
sick
were
as
sober.
shit.
I don't
We
know.
were-
Yeah, it was
we were
winter
lit.
too. It was
Some
cold
guy
as
It
hell.
offered
was
me
so
edible on
cold.
the
It
street
was
and I ate it.
freezing.
He was like
Yeah.
giving out free edible cookies, but that was later on.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like if your music videos are definitely like they all have a treatment and are all thought out. I feel like sometimes you can feel a little like corny if you're just like doing a rap video in the middle of the street. People are just watching you. Like,
Yeah.
You like mouth the videos and just
Yeah.
do it. That shit sucks. But like when you actually have a theme and you're running around and like have something that looks like almost like it's a movie, it's kind of cool.
Being in
Yeah.
the subway, doing that was very awkward in a
Yeah.
way. We were just like, but we just don't give a fuck in a way. We're just like, all right, run it. Like we're almost done. Let's just do it.
Being purple though,
yeah,
you
being
feel like you're
purple
not even
helps.
human. Like you literally feel like an alien. You're
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You're like in a disguise, so you can just go out there like
I would
act
hope
like a
so.
fool.
That's the point. What was the timeline from like shooting the video and or when it started, like the social clip started getting some traction to putting it out? Were you like, fuck, this is moving, we got to just put this out now? Or was it like kind of in line with the release plan already?
It was super in line, and I don't know if this helped or not, but they posted us the first time, and then I did DM that account and was like, hey, like
You posted.
we're gonna drop the video in a week, like whatever, and they were like, oh, we were planning on doing like like the final product, and I was like, great.
That's
So
awesome.
I don't know if they already planned on it or whatever, but I just like kind of touched base and they answered, which was great. But yeah, it was just kind of worked out.
It would have been great if like they were filming some, you know, that Side Talk thing, the Side Talk YouTube channel. Imagine you guys like had just timed it up.
Oh my!
That,
If
that
we
would've
could
been
end up
perfect.
in one of them,
Yeah.
oh
That
my
would've
god,
been cool.
it'd be
That
so
would've been
great.
That would have been great. Maybe the next one, maybe do Deep Purple Part 2 and you
For sure.
sync it up.
Well,
with
the-
Side Talk.
Bro,
Deep
the
green.
thing about the music videos is like, okay, we dropped the album. There's some great songs on there, whatever. But that video showed me a lot. Where it's
Yeah.
like, it was that it wasn't even my idea. It was these guys, whatever, and their idea, and they executed it great. And I was just there to help, obviously. But it went like that little bit of virality. But going viral, being yourself, is very different than like being like, how can I go viral? Oh,
Exactly.
punch my mom. Okay, and then I'll film it. You know what I mean? So it's like, so that made me think like, okay, the next music video we do has got to be some shit. Like we can't just pull up and do something that looks cool. Like we need to think of something that like tops that. So
Was Arc of Descent the next one?
that was before.
Arc of Descent was before.
Okay, so Arc of Descent was a very cool looking video.
Very
Sick.
professionally shot.
I love it.
Dope. It's you whose like feet are hanging off like the little ledge.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
shit looked clean as
But
fuck.
like compared to Deep Purple, like I don't want to say
Completely
nobody cared, but it was like way less of a reaction because it was like, oh yeah, you guys look professional. It looks real. Deep Purple, everyone's like, are those socks stuffed in your thing?
Yeah.
Like what? We had a radio
All
interview
natural.
yesterday, and they asked about it. They're like, were there socks in there or not?
Were they?
No,
Nah,
No, I was-
all
Oh, I
natural.
would have stuffed, man. Fuck that.
no, it was all that. No, go
I was-
look. They're very big.
Yeah.
Look at my dick. Go back and look at my dick.
Trust me, and we was like
Big
zoom
meat.
in on it, and everyone go like, why are they so big?
That was like the comments on that Instagram account.
Yeah,
It was
everyone's like,
yo,
what's up with their pants?
What's up with under the crotch? Like,
What is the, and I don't hate asking like cliche, like what's the title mean, but what does the
Right,
title mean?
right.
What is the significance of the legend of the boys who never fell asleep?
It came from a very literal sense of that the fact that we like don't go to sleep, or we don't go to sleep at normal hours for the
Yeah.
most part, especially when we're working on an album. I mean, especially whatever, we stay up days on end just recording, and then whatever. And so somehow I was like, oh, the legend of the boys who never fell asleep. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And then I kind of thought about it for like 6 months, and then paired it up. We were watching like Peter Pan, Martin and I, or James, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
And we're
Have a
watching the
couple.
original Peter Pan, and I was like, this is really cool. And like, I love, like old.
The interludes remind me of Peter Pan. Is that what you got like that?
How old are you?
I'm 27. I just turned 27.
27. Okay, so do you know the feel of like old Disney movies that were like, they had those like kind of messed up innuendos in there that you were
Yeah.
like, when you look back as a kid, you're like, or when you're older, you're like, that's kind of,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and just also like hidden
Peter
messages.
Pan was a pedophile. Is basically what you're trying to say.
This is all different kinds of shit. All different kinds of stuff that it was like, oh, whereas I feel like art nowadays and stuff they put out is very, very sanitized. Where it's like there's no room for any like weird shit. But it's the weird shit is kind of cool. Like if you look at the Little Mermaid cover, have you ever seen the conspiracy of the castles and like 2 of the castle towers are penises?
I have seen other Little Mermaid or
Like-
Disney penis conspiracies.
Exactly,
There's always
exactly.
like a priest with like
There's
a heart
always
on in every like fucking
Yes.
Disney movie.
And it's like so weird and you wonder why and you'll never know why, or you know? And like that stuff fascinates me.
Yeah.
And then we're watching Peter Pan and the colors and the scheme of it was amazing. And I was like, dude, we should pair up the album theme with Peter Pan and just kind of like build off that idea.
Yeah.
And so that's where it came from.
Fire. I really like it. And I think the obviously you guys getting a little budget to work with, and you said that you let someone else mix it. I think not to say that the mixing on the other album was bad. It was great. This you could just tell was like on another level, super crisp, super clean.
Dude,
Everything
100%.
sounded
I take
clean
no
as fuck.
offense because I didn't study mixing. This
Yeah.
kid, this guy did like
Emerson.
That's
Shout
what he
him out.
does. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
amazing.
And feels raw.
Shout
but
out
also,
Emerson.
sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to
Okay.
cut you off.
I was just shouting him out.
Emerson.
Emerson is
Shout
his
out
name.
Emerson.
He's
But-
the homie.
It sounds super clean, sounds very raw, but at the same time, like professionally mixed. So that's dope. And I feel like that's kind of like your guys' sound. Like sometimes things are over mixed, too much reverb, too much, just too much shit on your vocals. I feel like you guys have a good blend of like making things sound mixed, but it's super, super raw and doesn't feel overdone.
Yeah, for sure. And I think half of that is intentional and half of it is definitely unintentional. But as we've developed that, when I first sat down with this engineer, he listened and we listened to our old stuff and he knew us. And we kind of had a developing relationship for the year prior. And he was like, I feel like if I mix anything of you guys, I want you in the room and we talk about what we want because I could go in and do a whole industry mix to your music and it's going to sound completely different.
Yeah.
And that might not be what you want.
That's
And
also like, it's tough if you record and then you leave someone with the engineer and then like whatever, they send you the final mix a couple days later and you're like, fuck, this is not at all what I envisioned
oh,
for this.
dude,
And-
that's the worst. And then you got to tell them like, hey, this is not good.
And then I feel like sometimes I feel like I have shout out my engineer Henny. He's my boy, but he's admitted he probably has done it on my stuff, but he's admitted he's like sometimes like if someone's getting too picky and they like send me
They don't actually make changes?
He's like turn down the reverb on this layer, whatever. He's like I just change the file name and send it back to him sometimes.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I've done that to these guys.
Yeah.
Like surprise. Yeah. Early on, they're like, dude, I don't like this, or I don't like my voice is weird. But really it's just them being whatever. I'm like, trust me, I know it's good. So I'll be like, yeah, bro, I'll fix your shit. And they play it and they're like, this is sick. I'm like, yeah,
Sometimes
for sure.
you just need a little
I'll just like pretend it or whatever. Not all the time. But I've done it just for the greater good of the art. And it's always come out good. Your verse on DK Jungle, you didn't want that.
Yeah, a lot of.
Everyone's telling me DK Jungle's the best.
We made DK Jungle like 3 years ago.
It's on the
Really?
new album.
Yeah.
It did.
long time
It
ago.
did sound a little bit
Like shit.
Not like shit. It just sounded like the mix was a little bit different. I feel like you could tell that it was probably
it was
recorded
old.
at a
In his
time.
kitchen, we recorded it.
In my kitchen while my parents were away.
So what made you sit on it for so long?
Dude, honestly.
It was supposed to be on the first album.
it was supposed to be on the first album. I
It's
don't
me
I
being a
don't know.
dick. I
Maybe
don't
we
know.
just reheard it. Like we make so much music and it's like I guess once we reheard it, we're like, nah, maybe we should do it. Yeah, it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're
I like it.
Completely right.
Is that tough for you guys? Because I imagine like living in the house, you're accessible to each other. You can make so much music all the time. Is it tough if something hasn't made a previous project? You just like this one. I feel like a lot of artists probably have good music in the tuck that they just like put in the back burner because it didn't make a certain project. Like when you're sitting down for this new album, you obviously came across the DK Jungle song again. Are you actively doing that to try to like put in something into the sequencing, or are you mainly trying to just record new shit?
I'd say
It's a pretty good question, I guess.
that's a
Yeah,
really
like,
good. That's a really good question.
I feel like we listen to maybe if it's an older song, we'll like, all right, let's work on it again. Maybe put a new verse on it or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I think when we set out to do a project, it's like, okay, let's try and do new stuff. But at the same time, we have a Google Drive with all the music that we've like pretty much been making since we started releasing music. And there's so much in there, and there's always so much in there. And all these guys, including myself, just consistently listen to it anyway, whether we're working or not. So in that time, someone will be like, hey, I was in the drive and like this song from 2 years ago named da 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 da, like it's pretty good. And like someone, maybe he will. And I'll listen to it. I'll be like, damn, I forgot about that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Open it up, maybe revamp the production or record a verse like he said. and that's kind of how it happens.
You ever strip like vocal stems from one song and put them on another?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes
That's how Lucy was made,
We
right?
did that on
Yeah,
the song.
that's
Really?
Lucy.
Yeah, that was from a totally different song.
Yeah.
every verse.
All the rap verses,
Did
not
you redo them or
the-
you just took the stems and
Took the stems.
Dude,
put on a
dude,
song.
I try to redo it, and you know when
Yeah.
the vibe is just not the same.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know, like demo-itis or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I was just listening to a Jack Harlow interview and he was talking about that. And
He doesn't bounce
He
anything.
doesn't
I saw
bounce
the
anything. I
same.
need to start doing that because I'll just listen to like music that
Dude, 30
10,000
second
times and then I'll get the actual mix and I'm like, this like why doesn't it sound like the demo?
Bro,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you ever record something like and like maybe make a minute or 45 seconds of a song and be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna be sick, I'm gonna finish it, and then you
Never
can't
finish
finish it because you get so about this and nothing is good enough.
Oh, it's absolutely fucking
But
worse.
Dance Like a Hoe, shout out to the name of that song on the new album. Skyboy, actually, I ripped one of his verses from a different song and put it on there and didn't tell him because I knew he would say no, and then I dropped it. And then it came out. And we had the conversation.
Yeah, I was there.
I was like, yo, don't tell him. And then and then had the conversation with him a couple days ago. And he was like, he was like, yo, everyone really liked like that song. And I'm like, yeah, like, what'd you think of your
That
verse?
was Broken Phones too, right? His second part.
He recorded that on that actual song, but he was like, don't use this. And then he was away. And then I was like, I'm using this.
Yeah. Going back on that though, like having each other for like, even if like, well, if obviously if you believe in something, like stick with it. But like, if you don't really believe in something, and then having all of them be like, yo, this is really good, and then like, then it gets released, and you're like, oh shit, this actually is good.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's always good, I think, to have people who are built into your team or just like built into you or buying into you as like as a friend to just like, you know, be your cheerleader a little bit. And I think that's a huge part of being an artist. And sometimes you just need people to, because it's so easy to get in your head and be like, I fucking suck. And
Oh
you have,
my
like, one
God,
bad day.
yeah.
It's important to have people to cheer you on a little bit.
Absolutely.
And you think that probably helps, I imagine, being around each other all the time.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. I think that's something I've been very fortunate. Like I've always said, is that we fail together and we succeed together.
Yeah.
So we've played shows for like 5 people. And then if there's 5 people in the crowd, it's like, well, shit, there's more of us on stage than there are of you. So we're going to go run around the entire venue and do laps,
Yeah.
singing the songs, screaming, like just like having fun. And then they're like, this is sick. Like you guys are, you know, not throw away the show, but just have fun because we have each other. So, you know, when stuff goes awry, which it definitely has.
Was there any specific moments where things have went awry that you can
Lots,
shed light on?
lots of times.
Oh, you got to talk in
Yeah.
the mic.
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg was the worst.
Yeah,
That
I
was
wasn't
probably
there, but-
one of our worst
First off,
shows.
it's called Crab Fest, which is already.
Crab Fest. Did you
Give
guys
it up.
anybody get crabs at Crab Fest?
Give it up for Crab Fest.
Probably none of us, but definitely people in the crowd.
Bro.
There's some-
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
I didn't eat it. No, I didn't
is
eat
like-
any crabs.
You didn't need any crabs.
Gettysburg,
No.
Pennsylvania? Are you
Huh?
about to get at
Yeah.
Gettysburg
Yeah,
College?
yeah, yeah. Gettysburg
yeah.
College.
And a frat had crabs.
The frat had crabs. Like the whole frat.
Probably did, man. That house is gross. But it was Crab Fest, and they're like, yeah, we want Recess to come play. I think we got paid for that show, too. I don't know.
Probably did.
Whatever. But
Sold a lot of merch.
But it was like we pulled up and it was just their parking lot and this like makeshift stage, and I was like, okay, whatever. And why did it suck? Like,
you guys
why
said
did
it was
Shit
like
was
starting
going
to
bad.
rain,
it started to rain?
and it was
there was
like,
like
just
5
mainly
like,
drunk kids just running around.
drunk kids,
Yeah.
but they were at like this big like vat of crabs. So everyone's eating crabs and then like
Smelled like dirty
stomping
pussy,
them on.
probably.
Yeah, it's dirty pussy. Just
some,
stinks.
some drunk kid
Stank.
fell on the DJ board and like turned off a song halfway
No, he
through.
deleted it. He
Yeah,
like
somehow-
Deleted the song.
Yeah, like
I don't
somehow
even know
like,
what he
co-
did. He
Control
just- Beats on
shiftly. Yeah, and he was in the mud.
was
You
so
remember?
fucked up.
And so we were trying to perform. I
Yeah.
forgot a whole verse and just went like the whole song, and like it was just a mess. It was like
Yeah.
wet. It smelled like crabs. There was like 4 people like really rocking with us, and someone still posted an Insta story 2 days later. Like these guys were the best at what they do, and it's like me hitting a knee, and like when I didn't even know the verse, and we still brought the energy, but it was the worst.
Yeah.
And then you didn't bring your computer charger on stage.
My computer died.
Oh no!
Oh, it was a
That was the weirdest part about it was so bad, but it wasn't a shitty response from the people.
Yeah,
'Cause
they were still
liked
just having
us.
fun.
Well, they're in a frat. They're probably used to someone just playing like Big Booty Mix,
Yes,
Yeah.
13
True.
or something like
We
that. So you
printed
guys
50
actually have
shirts, though,
some musicality.
and sold all of them.
That's sick.
We were like, what the fuck? Like, why are they buying this?
we were,
right
we were
now?
talking about this the other day. I was like, I still don't know why those people bought the 50 all at once shirts. Like we were ass and they still bought the shirts for like $30 a shirt. I was like, what is going on here?
I think you guys have good merch. So I have one of your
Thank you.
sweatshirts.
Yeah.
The red one that says recess right
Yes,
here.
sir.
Is
I
fire.
have some merch for you too. I brought.
Oh hell yeah! Well,
As
we'll dap you up with some bars.
I think
For
we
sure.
saw
We'll
you.
sideline swap.
We saw
Hell
you
yeah.
wear that on
Hell yeah.
like the Barstool live streams. I don't know if it was like a gambling.
Yeah,
thing or
yeah,
something.
And in
we
the
were like freaking out.
and
We were
in
like,
the karate music video.
Yeah. I use that.
Great video, by the way.
Thank you, appreciate it. Great merch, great design. I get a lot of compliments on it as well. A lot of people
Great.
ask me if it's like I think there's a bar down the shore called Recess. And they're like, is that where you got that? And I was like, nah, it's
Oh,
a band.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, in
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
That's
it
our
We went
next
there,
beef.
yeah.
That's our next beef.
Your next beef is the bar?
Yeah. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to throw
is.
hands.
We were
Just start.
Yeah, you can absolutely
go
take this
ahead.
break.
we were out in Tallahassee and we're all wearing our recess merch and they're like, oh, where'd you guys get that? Like, I need to get that. We're like, oh, this is our band. They're like, oh, it's not from the bar. We're like, nah.
You should have egged the bar.
During COVID, we did like a
We pulled up to the
we did
bar.
like a because we couldn't perform anywhere.
Super
like, we
spreader
wanted to-
tour.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
we
what they
couldn't
call
do
it.
shit.
That's what
So
they call
everything
it.
in the South was open, so we just went to all the schools in the South and just like handed out stickers and like shirts and stuff.
Mad fun.
And then we got to Tallahassee and we're handing out all the recess stuff, and they're like, "What do you work for the bar?" We're like, "No, it's our fucking shit." Like,
Y'all
what are you
didn't tell me
talking
about that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know about
Did you guys
that.
perform on the Super Spreader tour as well?
No,
Nah.
dude. We just were. It was like a
called it
promotional
Yes.
trip. I guess
That would have been so funny if you just like marketed it as a Super Spreader tour.
It's like,
In the
come
South,
get
you
COVID.
COVID
Come
does
get
not exist.
COVID.
These
Yeah, dude.
bangers do that.
Spike the numbers.
Yeah. Do you guys get fucked up before shows, or you try to keep it sober before you go on stage?
I do get.
I
fucked
do.
up, right?
Yeah.
I keep it
definitely.
pretty
Scary
sober
habit
as their leader
You stay sober?
for the most part. Maybe like one to take the edge off, but like I'm overseeing
Maybe
a lot
3.
here. Like I said, we don't have a manager anymore. I
For
got
the
rid-
big
by
shows
choice.
like this, we keep kind of
Try to
Keep
stay
it
a little bit even.
a little
Then once the
chill,
show
yeah.
goes on, are you drinking on stage a little bit? Like,
I don't ever
Yeah.
drink on stage just because like I don't know, but I've had some like backstage or whatever. I mean, there's been shows where I like really
frat party shows, especially.
Yeah.
We get
frat
fucked
parties.
up.
You have to
Oh,
become
yeah.
one of them
Yeah.
to perform to one of them. You know what I mean?
100%.
Not even call one of them because I have plenty of friends that are frat brothers and shit.
Frat douchebags.
Were
I
you?
was a frat douchebag. But I went to.
Wait,
I
where'd
went
you go to school?
Stevens in Hoboken. So like,
Okay, wait. I feel like frat.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
okay.
like it wasn't real
I
frat. It was
might-
like
I-
a lacrosse house, which I mean lacrosse. Is
This is
like
gonna
fucking-
be this is gonna be
frat-
on the
frat
internet.
band
This is gonna be on the internet, right? Wait, you went to Florida?
No, I
Went
went
to
to
Florida.
Stevens Tech in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So
Small school, but it's like an engineering school.
I
wasn't an
feel
engineering
like-
smart.
no, I'm not gonna comment on frats because I whatever.
Say it. We can cut it.
Well, I just feel like I don't like hate them as much as the internet hates them. But-
Well,
Well,
it's
they've helped us.
It
out a
depends,
lot.
but yeah, they've helped us out a lot. There's a lot of frats that were just like, we really like you guys, and then I would send them some merch, and then we come play shows, and they would just go fucking stupid. I mean, but there is like frat stories I've heard of them like doing weird shit and like
they don't
obviously
always help themselves out. Like there's always
Yeah,
a
they
story
always
once
do
a
some
year,
fuck shit, and
kids,
I'm like,
dying or
yeah, and I'm like, why you guys got to do that?
They do the broom.
broomsticks.
They do the
In the butt.
broomsticks like our hometown,
Yeah.
so it's like maybe they got it from us.
I had the worst frat story I ever heard. A buddy of mine that I went to school
Nah,
with, he had a
that's-
friend that went to LSU, and he was on the LSU.
Oh God,
he
here
was
we
in the
go.
baseball team, or maybe he was just in a frat. I don't know. Regardless, during their pledging, they had to get a puppy, and
No, he killed the
Oh.
puppy,
it's fucked.
bro. He killed the puppy.
Let me tell the story.
Oh.
So they have to like take care of this puppy for X amount of weeks, and then at the end of the semester,
Wait,
they're-
each one of them got a puppy.
each one of them got a
Ah,
puppy.
This is
But
where
listen,
I say
but listen, but
I'm
listen.
retracting everything I said.
But listen, this also could just be a lie someone told me, but I'm telling you, just rehashing. the story.
elaborate lie.
So someone was like, one of the older brothers in the frat was like, all right, you got to kill the dog. And they were like, oh my God, and like freaking out. And they dropped it. These kids dropped a TV on the dog. But the whole thing is like, throughout their frat, no one actually killed the dog besides like, there's been years of this happening and everyone always goes to the older brother and is like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. No, this is not like inside me. I can't happen. They've never had anyone actually kill the dog. And these
It's
kids
fucking
actually
awful.
killed the fucking dog. And they told the frat brother, and the guy was like, you killed the fucking dog? Are you kidding me? Like, we thought like, you would have asked somebody, like, you know, this is not a real thing. And they're like, you're not in our frat. Get the fuck out of here. So this kid killed a dog.
And then didn't even get
the
in.
frat. It could be an urban legend. It could be a myth. I was told it was like a friend of a friend who told me a story, but it was that.
Well,
That's the type of thing that gets frats
that sounds
terrible.
very true. So to
So
over to the left.
to add to your story, I when I say our frats doing, you know, like fuck shit, obviously I've heard, you know, the weird getting girls to whatever, but I heard one story of somewhere down south, which is why you said LSU, which is down south. Right?
Yes,
I was like,
Louisiana.
okay, it's gonna be brolic.
Yeah.
I heard one of them hanging a goat, like, you know, by a noose and then chopping
Oh.
its head off with a a sword.
Ugh, nobody needs that.
And
That's
I was
just-
like
yeah.
into a pool and like filling it with the blood. I was like, what the fuck?
That's like a satanic ritual.
I was like, what are you? But to add to your so this may either reinforce your story or fabricate your story.
Okay.
But the dog thing, I don't know how well you know the history of the Nazis, but that was a big Nazi training thing.
Killing dogs.
Well, they would have each of the Nazis in training get a puppy and raise the puppy for however many weeks, and then at whatever ceremony they'd say, all right, shoot the dog. And then the ones that could shoot the dog they knew were like more ruthless killers, and they would go higher up in the Nazi ranks.
Fuck, man.
So that could either where they got the idea, or someone was like, I have this idea and fabricated. Although that sounds real. I'm banking on real. I'm sorry, y'all. You're not doing yourself a lot of favors. Like he said, like, I don't hate you. Well, the people that did that, I don't like you. But for the it's
Don't be fucking
That's
with
it.
World's
puppies.
fucked.
Don't be fucking with. Why you gotta do that?
So let me know what about the
Dude,
show
that's
coming up
crazy.
tomorrow. Yeah, it is crazy. It's fucked up.
When did you hear that story? How long ago?
I graduated college in 2018. So
Sounds like some 2012 shit.
my buddy must have told me in like 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
It's just fucked. Like,
Fuck.
you know, everyone, like, I'd rather hear them say they killed a human than a puppy, to be honest.
Right?
Mm.
You know, at least you're like, damn, that kid probably did something wrong at some point. So like,
We don't deserve dogs. They didn't do anything.
yeah, man, I love my dogs. You got dogs?
I have a dog. Oh, my mom has
Your mom,
two
yeah,
dogs.
same with my mom has a dog. I don't have a dog where I
Two
live.
chocolate labs, Ruth and Marge. Love
Bro,
them.
you have chocolate labs?
Yeah.
Because I always grew up with 2 chocolate labs.
Mhm.
You know, like, and then as we get older, one of them passed away, and we got another chocolate lab, and then there was a silver lab in the mix, and then it was kind of always 2 dogs, female. I don't know if you have male or female.
2 female.
2 female, right? It's the vibe. It's like that's why you're such a good person, because you were raised with 2 female labs.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's because we're the same, and we're one and the same. White T-shirt. Obviously, it says a lot because
Ladies,
we have
man.
the labs.
Ladies, men, and dog men.
Exactly. I let them shine.
Show coming up tomorrow. Wish I could be in attendance. It's my sister's
I
birthday.
know, dude. Now that we had this, I'm like, dude, I wish you could just hang out with us in the green room.
Next show you guys have. Hopefully, if there's another one this summer, I'll definitely come through with a camera. Like we'll do like a re-up interview or
Oh,
something.
man,
We'll have
so fun.
Cool.
We'll do some fire shit.
And if you're ever in LA, let me know. Oh, yeah.
I have a buddy who lives out there. He's a producer, and I probably go out there like at least twice a year to visit him and
Sure.
talk up.
Even if we're
Okay.
just like going out or whatever. But
Yeah,
let
for
me know,
sure.
for sure.
What is on the docket for Sunday? Anything special? Anything that you guys haven't done before on stage, or are you just excited to put on your regular show?
Yeah, we're doing prizes. We're giving away prizes.
Really?
We haven't done that.
That is not what came to mind, but yeah, that's true.
I don't even know we're doing that.
Like
We'll
a raffle, like a 50-50?
So
No.
it's sort of playing into the fun of the show and like giving away like kind of joke stuff.
Like someone
So
gets to
we-
suck you off backstage if they win.
Exactly.
We
that.
we got these cardboard boxes that are about like big, and we painted them. Well, mostly him, but we made them into like recess like letter blocks.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be up on stage as like a set design. That was
Cool.
like the first idea. Then we're like, wait, we can put prizes inside the boxes and kind of like throughout the show, like go in each box and give out like whatever the prizes.
Yeah,
will
well, like
be.
one of
You'll
the
have to
prizes is
find
like a
out.
knockoff recess T-shirt.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
like a
Stuff
we
like
ma-
that.
like they made a knockoff recess T-shirt that says recess shirt on it. Like literally the words recess shirt.
There's like funny prizes
Just,
like
like,
that.
funny shit.
And we got actual merch and like there's a shark puppet. It's a lot of stuff. It's gonna be fun.
Fire.
But in terms of performing,
A lot of the new album, or
half and half.
Half-
Like
yeah.
you were saying, how you plan out a set list. One of the biggest things was like, okay, you got to cater to the person that knows the big songs and the person that like loves everything we do.
Yeah.
And find a medium. And so like I was like, okay, how can we? If we just showed and played a whole album that just came out last week, chances are most people aren't singing along.
yeah.
And so we don't have to do that. So we kind of filtered them in and out.
Do you guys ever do any like freestyling on stage? Do you do any like crowd work, anything like that?
Last show we did.
Cool.
Last show. So we have a live band, right? And there's these
I
4.
think I might have seen a video of this. Actually.
Yeah, 4 awesome musicians that I met in high school. And they actually were older than me, and they played in a band. And then one time I jammed with them, and I was like, would you guys ever be down to play like one of our songs? And so we, last rehearsal, they were doing this jam, and then I started spitting this verse on it. And they're like, that was pretty cool. I was like, we should open up the second half of the set with this live band thing. And so what I did was had them play this beat. God knows what it sounded like. And then each of us had a verse that we or like kind of wrote or freestyled or whatever, different for each guy, and then just kind of opened it up with that. And it was cool. And because also the music we put out, it sounds here, it sounds there, it sounds like this, that, the other. like all these guys can write like verses that have impressed me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've never just like made like a rap album.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, everyone go up there and freestyle because show them what you can do. And everyone in there was like, whoa, they're like rapping, you know, for 16 bars, like da 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 da. So it was super cool.
Are you guys writing everything before you lay it down, or some of you guys just like harmonizing, doing like mumble tracks first, like top lining it? Like, what is the recording process like?
It's different for each of us.
It's a lot of writing, but I'd say some of the best stuff just comes from freestyling.
Cool.
And then, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I do a lot of the mumbling.
To get the melody.
Yeah, and then filling that in, or even like a rhythmic mumbling. Skyboy, who's not here, is a big guy, big person of standing at the mic and doing a line and then doing a line and then doing a line.
Yeah.
And I'm luckily very good at engineering where I'm very quick because where I worked at the studio, I had to be very quick. And so,
Especially in New York City, I bet it was a bunch of drill rappers. and they
oh
just
my
punched
God,
doing
it was the
everything.
scariest thing.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, yo. I'm like, yeah, I got it. Hold on. And so he's someone that like his Arc of Descent verse is all freestyled.
Yeah.
And I was just punching him. And then he's like, oh, I like that. I don't like that.
Does that affect at all like the workflow together where like one person is like, no, I want to freestyle this, and you're like, but I think if you took some time and wrote this out, it might be
Yes.
better? Is there ever any like,
Yes.
headbutting from that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one of the trickiest things is like time management, where it's like you have like 6 guys in a room, and then one guy wants to take a lot of time on their verse, and another guy wants to do it really quickly.
100%. I think
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes it's like
It's better
say
to work with,
someone's
like
like
2 or 3.
taking like they're like doing a bunch of takes and doing whatever, and then I'll be like getting ready to go, and I'm like completely lose what I had
Yeah.
in my mind.
That's the worst thing in the world. What was
And then
the melody?
but sometimes it's like, oh, this is even better. Like I feel like for a song we made Berries, I remember Sean, he took a while to record his part, and then I went in and I recorded like my favorite verse I've ever made. So I don't know, it works because I also was very inspired by the things he was saying.
Do you guys think, because you record majority of the shit like in the house, right?
Yeah.
So if you were in studio or in a big studio with like a set time, you think that would inhibit on your creativity a little bit? Yeah. I get like
I'm
anxiety,
sure.
and when I usually record everything I do in my apartment, but when I like go to the studio, I get like some existential dread, like, oh my God, I have to be super
Dude.
creative.
You got
like
an hour,
this
you got
3
2
hours, and it almost like it
And then
paralyzes me.
it diminishes all the
Yeah.
creativity.
Yeah.
So the biggest form of that, and this is no disrespect to him as a person, but acid rap, going back to that, the majority, a large majority of that project was produced by a man named Nate Fox.
Yeah.
And he was someone that I had been emailing since I was 15 because I found his email on Twitter, and I was always sending him recess songs, and he liked them, and it would answer sometimes. And I've just been pestering this man since I was 15. I'm 23 now. And so, and about me being 21, 22, I was in LA, and I was like, fuck it, let me just hit him up.
Yeah.
And one way or another, him and I were just in LA at the time, and I was hitting him up, and he's like, come to the studio. And I was like, great. So him and I went to the studio, and we show up there, and it's the studio that he does Chance's shit, because he still produces Chance's shit, you know?
Yeah.
The Chance's shit, his Chance's Grammys are there, you know, Donnie Trumpet, this, that, the other, everything. They got all this equipment, all these different rooms. And him and I are there. We're not paying for this. We're just like here on the, I guess, the love, but it wasn't like, hey, I love you, come to the studio. She's like, come to the studio. I was like, So we're in there. He played us some like unreleased stuff, Chance and Kanye stuff, Chance and Childish Gambino stuff. I might be in trouble for saying this on camera, but it was all really good. And he played all this stuff, and we're like, and then I was like, I gotta ask this guy, like, hey, can we make a song? And he's like, sure. So then we're making this beat, and that's track 1 on the new album.
Okay.
He produced that with us, him produced it, and I produced it later on. But I was so scared to record there because I was like, dude, he records Chance.
Yeah.
Like if I go in there and suck,
If I fuck up, I'll never be allowed back.
yeah, exactly. And it was stupid because
Yeah.
like anyone that gets music gets that like you're not like 100% on all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just me being naive and being nervous. And so I didn't record anything there. And we took the beat home and then recorded the song and sent it back to him. And he was like, it's really cool. And then he did some stuff and we did some stuff, whatever. But I get you 100%. We're like, as soon as the pressure's on, you're like, wait, I can't think of anything. I don't know. What is it? You know what I mean?
Makes you just like fiend for a
Have you
segue, a Xanax, segue to Xanax
Oh my
Prom,
gosh.
my favorite
Oh
song,
my God.
one of my favorite songs on the album. Give me a little synopsis of that. This is I turned the conversation a little bit quick, but
No worries.
What is the theme behind Xanax Prom, and it also opens up, like you said, talking about middle school. Were you guys popping Xans in middle school?
I wish.
One time and I withdrew so bad.
Bro,
No Xans.
you gotta talk into the mic.
I know. I don't have it. I got it ready.
Reach for it.
This is an anti-Xan podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
don't
yeah.
do Xanax. Like I did it one time. Worst thing in my life. I was at a
You
party.
got low key. We shouldn't say this because
no,
No,
like the
no,
R word,
don't do
right?
it.
The raped? I didn't get raped, but like
you said the R word and then just
he
said
said
it.
the word.
That's fine.
yeah,
Oh,
but
Believe
fuck.
men.
You
All right,
gotta
so
leave that in there.
like, all right, this is our town right here in a nutshell. So like, we're at a party. There's like no alcohol, and one of my friends is like, "Dude, well, I got Xans. Let's do that." And I was like, I never tried it. And like all my friends were Xanned out, and he's like, "Yo, here's like the football they call it, or like the rectangle." And I took one, and my friend was like, "All right, it's gonna hit you in like a minute." And I think like 10 minutes went by, and I was like, "Dude, I don't feel it." He's like, "Oh, you got a dud. You gotta take another one."
This is insane.
And I was like, "All right,
This is
sweet." And I
insane.
took another one, and I think after that, I was
Yeah,
like,
it
"Yo,
was
give me another one." And I took it,
You're on
and
the Super Xan.
I literally went like this. I was like,
Yeah.
fell on the couch. I like collapsed, and then I think like his entire family was on vacation,
Yeah.
and my brother picked me up. I think you might know my brother,
What's his name?
Liam Ferguson.
Wait, did you go to Stevens?
TCNJ. He says like you knew someone from TCNJ that like
Bro, your family. You're straight
Are
up
we
family.
cousins?
bro.
Chris Contino, maybe?
it's I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's
Bro,
like
go into your story.
PSI.
Bro, go into your story.
I'll tell you after.
We'll talk.
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
after.
yeah.
But
I probably know.
Because this shit is great.
so he got a call saying like your brother's like
Wait,
passed-
wait, wait. Before your brother, what happened to you while you were on the Xans? With the thumbprint.
Oh yeah, some girls like trying to get with me. I'm like drooling on my and some girls like we're gonna hang out when we get home. I'm like like zero. I don't even know what I'm
You went
doing.
full Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking dead.
The cerebral palsy
Yeah.
face.
And then she's like on my phone. She puts like my thumb like on like the
Oh,
home button.
who is this
Going-
bitch?
Going through, I'm not gonna name her name. If she's watched this, I don't even want her to watch this. But somehow someone like contacted my brother. He had to pick me up, like put me on my shoulder. I'm like,
Yeah, Army carried you out
Yeah,
of
Army
that.
carried me
What's
out.
the movie? Saving Private Ryan?
yeah, Saving Private Sean, and then brought me in the car. And his parents are at home. I think like all you guys are at home.
Yeah.
And he just dropped me off at his house and like this, like put me on his couch. And I had to go to a Dolphins game the next morning versus the Jets.
Oh, that Xan hangover is
Yeah.
the worst.
Oh, it's
You're
the worst.
You're it's not like you're drunk, but you're like just not a human for the next 2 days.
So I
Oh.
went to the game. They picked me up and we're about to drink. And I get a call from this kid that like gave me the Xans. He's like, "All right, dude, whatever you do, don't drink because like you're like
It's gonna be like a relapse.
it's gonna be a relapse." And I'm already drinking. And I'm like,
Oh,
all right.
no.
and I was like, "All right, well, I guess it's like keep drinking." We had nosebleed seats, and we go up to the game. And I'm sitting down. I see like 5 football fields. I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like,
Probably because you were off 5 footballs.
Oh, shit.
I'm wearing a Cameron Wake jersey.
I'm
Oh
dead.
man.
So
I'm
I
dead.
fall asleep at the game. I swear to God, I fell asleep in the first quarter. Woke up in the fourth quarter.
Bro, I'm sitting
and
next to
people
him.
were screaming like, "Wake up!
Yeah.
Wake up!" My
We're
friend's like,
surrounded by
"Fuck you,"
Jets
like-
fans, and he's in a Dolphins jersey, just getting
Dolphin-
ripped.
He's the only Dolphin fan. He's off the Xans.
Yeah, I was surrounded by
Not
Jets
good.
fans like screaming at me.
Oh
Bro,
man.
you can't
Never
make that
took it
shit
again
up.
after that. Never took a pill after.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a bit. I went to. I was in college. I graduated college like 2017, 2018. So I was like in my big partying days were in the middle of like 2016. Like
Those
the
are big
Xan
Xanax
wave.
days.
When,
Lil
like
Xan
everyone
was
was
popping.
taking Xans for like no reason. It was
Yeah.
real Xanax at the time. Like everyone was taking. You could go. I could be at any club and you could hand me like a mystery pill off the floor and I would eat it. Like that's how I was. back then.
Sure, sure.
And then like when the little peep thing happened and like all these like fake press pills started coming out, obviously I don't like touch that shit anymore. But it was a weird time when like Xans were like the wave. I remember going
Yeah,
to
they were
Penn
in.
State and I was like at a party, at frat party, and the DJ just had a bag full of bars, and like even seeing that now would give me like a heart attack just thinking like that is all fucking fentanyl. But I don't know, it is scary. But
for sure.
to get back to the Xanax prom song, what is
I
like
love
the
that story.
antithesis of that?
Yeah.
Dude,
like a
honestly,
joke.
it's a complete joke. I've
Yeah.
never done Xanax in my life,
Good.
but I would always take recess songs and then slow them down and put reverb on them, and then put it in the Google Drive that we all listen to the songs in, and call it the Xanax prom version because it
Oh,
sounds
I
like if
like
you took a
that.
Xanax and went to prom.
Yeah.
But I've never taken a Xanax, so I don't really know. I just kind of assumed. And then we were making that song, and we were just like really just like vibing, just made it very, very quickly, and then having fun. And
Yeah.
we're like, Papa Zan.
We always
Get
just
on the
say
deck.
like random
Just say
stuff
dumb shit.
to get
And
like
you really
warmed
listen?
up. You know,
Yeah.
we'll just like
Yeah.
say
And
random
then he's
stuff.
like, Shauna Paul. And like,
Yeah, in the
That was so fucking funny. And it's like, oh, if you're out of Xanax,
And we just like end up keeping it.
and then
most
I
of
was
the
like,
time.
okay, if you're reading a track list, you know what I mean?
That's gonna stand out.
And you're
Exactly.
like, what the hell is Xanax prom? Like, I have to
Yeah.
at least see. What is dance like a hoe? Like, I love when a song name can just be like, what is that?
Ogre Love, like that one.
Oh yeah,
stood
just
out to
most
me.
of them
I
are
was
just like, what is that? As opposed to just being like
Just the first word. in the
money
book.
and girls,
Yeah.
money and bitches, whatever.
Get the bag.
Get the
Get
bag,
the bag. Big bag.
big bag, bag
bag.
talk,
bring the bag home.
bag.
bagola,
Open the bag.
Still need the bag.
cash bag.
Well, we've been going for a while. We've been almost an hour and a half. I want to say thank
Really?
you so much.
Holy
that went by
shit!
You guys, an hour 20
crazy.
for coming through. Super happy that we got to have this conversation. Definitely looking forward to hopefully, getting to a show since I'm going to miss tomorrow's and hopefully collaborating with you guys some more. And whether it's an interview, a vlog, something like that. Maybe I got to blow up my sister's birthday and just come to the show. You know,
Sure,
I'm
or
not
bring your
sorry.
sister to the
Or
show.
that'll be her birthday.
That is her birthday
Exactly.
present.
She would love that.
And she get like one of the fake prizes. a
Yes,
fake
if we
recess
could
shirt.
somehow figure out that she could be guaranteed the fake
Yeah,
prize, maybe
yeah,
that could be
for
the,
sure,
the,
for
the
sure.
birthday present. But thank you guys so much for coming through. Everyone
you for
who's
having us.
watching this, make sure you follow them on IG, on Spotify, on Apple Music, everything. Go download the Legend of the Boys Who Never Fell Asleep. And
Yes.
if they have another tour date posted in for this summer, make sure you buy tickets to it because I'm sure this concert tomorrow is going to be fire.
We
Maybe
go
if
crazy.
you guys can send me some clips, I'll throw it at the end in the outro.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
But thank you guys so much. Recess Radio cannot thank you guys enough. You were awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank
man.
you.
Real quick, just give out your handles one more time so we can follow.
At Fergo Goose, Instagram, and Sean Fergo /US on Spotify. If you like music and
Yo, you actually got some fire
I
playlists.
got
Yeah,
a nice
that's dope.
playlist, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jody_Graham on Instagram. That's it.
Hey, Love James. That's it. Instagram.
Instagram is at Lake Blake Drown Him. Venmo is at Blake Foster16.
That's my favorite thing. That all the TikTokers, the hot TikTokers,
Remember their Venmo? Oh my god.
At Ed's EDS 2_dead. So at Ed's dead.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
But he's alive.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to
Thank you.
subscribe.
Thank you.